Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kristen and this is Growing Zone 9B. So today I wanted to make some tea with you guys. It's a little bit chilly outside, as you can see from the attire, which is nice here because we don't often get nice cool weather. And I have been drying all my herbs and teas to get ready to actually gift people some teas. And so it's a nice thing that I like to do for people. It's just one extra way that we can save money and that it makes such a beautiful gift. So I've been using my dehydrator and I dehydrated a bunch of tangerines. A lot of people like to use oranges. I prefer the tangerines because they're a little bit sweeter. And I sprinkle them with Ceylon cinnamon. You can see the discoloration on top. It's brown, but that's because it's the cinnamon. So what I end up doing is I have this nice big yellow bowl, and I will start showing you guys how I make my herbal teas. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do is first I have my blue butterfly pea flower. I love to implement this in teas. It's nice and calming and it just tastes delicious. The kids love it. So I have it in a Ziploc gallon-sized bag. Probably not the best way for me to store it, but it hasn't been sitting for very long because I've been using the heck out of my dehydrator. So I'm gonna use that. Let's put in a little bit of that. I would say that's probably a solid maybe 3 cups. And I have my dry packs because I'm gonna put that in my mason jars that I have for my friends and family. All right, the next thing I think that we're gonna add is, y'all know that we were growing lemon balm. So I have sifted my lemon balm and crushed it. You can see some larger pieces in there, but not too bad. And I love lemon balm because, again, it's another calming herb. And I just think it just makes me personally feel good. So I'm gonna use probably, let's do 3 cups. All right. And then I have a holy basil plant out there. Some people I think call it Tulsi basil, but holy basil and Tulsi basil I think are like the same thing. But regardless, this is basil. This is holy basil. I have a big gallon-sized jar of it. I'm gonna say about 5 cups of that easily. I think that'll be nice for drinking. Again, calming for the body, healing. All these are just beautiful things that we grow here in Florida. And so I think that that's just a really nice thing to have. And that's why I said, like, sometimes you guys don't see what I'm doing on the back end because I go out to my garden and I start clipping stuff and I shove it in the dryer, but over time it starts to actually add up, and this is kind of what it looks like. And you guys don't often get to see me make my own teas. This is blackberry leaf. I have actually not gotten a chance to crush this yet. So I'm probably gonna hold off on this one for now. We may come back to that. I have a little bit of mullein that I've purchased. I like to use mullein this time of year because it's good for the lungs, it's good for breathing, and for somebody who has asthma, I think that this is important to have. in my life, and so I do share this with my friends and family. I think for this specific set of tea that I'm making, we're gonna do around 2 cups. We'll do 2 cups. I don't grow mullein, so I purchased it. Now this is nettle. I do not have nettle here, grow it here. Stinging nettle does grow here in Florida. You do have to be very cautious about the processing. It's kind of like fiberglass if you don't know what you're doing, and you want to be wearing gloves, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, let's do probably about another 2 cups of that. So beautiful. And then we're gonna use red rooibos tea. This is good, or herb. This is good in your teas because it's another anti-inflammatory component that you want to add into your life. Obviously, do your own research. I've said this a million times. The thing I like about all these mixtures is that, number one, I'm caffeine sensitive, so none of these are going to bother me. They're not heightened in caffeine. The nice thing about the red rooibos is that it helps with metabolism without giving you like the jitters. It's got a nice sweet texture to it when you consume it, and so I just think that that is really just good for the body and good for healing, and it just brings in a flavor that we don't often have. And it is beautiful. It is red. I don't know if you guys can actually see that, but it is red. And so it just kind of adds a nice happy color in here when you're brewing this loose leaf. I am going to do at least 2 cups of that. Getting it all over my table. What's the fun if you don't get it all over? All right, so I probably should have brought something to stir with, but my hands are clean. Yeah, this is just, I mean, we used to have a store called Tiavana at our mall. I'm sure that they're probably still around, I would like to think. I don't know, I haven't like looked into it, but this is basically what they would do, is they would go around and like have all these herbals already mixed up for you, which was super beautiful and super delicious. And I would love going there, and the smell would be just like amazing to walk into that store. So here's what it looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? We have our own tea, and at least half of it came from the garden. So you can't like beat that, honestly. Like, all you need is a little, one of those brewing balls, or I have my Chefman. I love my Chefman tea maker. My Aunt Sharon got that for me. It's fantastic. So look at how beautiful this is gonna be with the orange in it. Is that not gorgeous? The tangerine, it's not an orange, but it is in the citrus family. I thought about doing some key limes, but just because I had so many this year and I dehydrated a bunch, but I just thought the key lime might kind of throw off the taste, and I just really wanted to keep it sweet in nature. The other thing I'm going to do is I bought some vanilla, some organic vanilla, and I am going to literally cut this open and just drop in some beautiful vanilla. And you can just cut this super fine. There's like 10 pieces, I think, that come in here. Yeah, 10. A lot of people use them for baking. And I just cut them very thin, because you don't want a punch of vanilla. you just want a nice little flavor of the vanilla. My pups are down here on the floor making weird grunty noises and sniffing around. When it gets to the end, these little pieces, you almost like cut your fingers. Oh yeah, you can see the black vanilla beans actually on my hands. But again, it just makes it so nice in our teas to be able to have that. I really should have probably gotten a 20 pack now that I'm looking at like how large this mixture is, but again, it'll be okay. This is really just for gifts because I just love treating people very well. If my neighbors next door, Patrick or across the street, Patrick and Marla, if they consumed tea, I would definitely be hooking them up, but they don't, so too bad. Maybe they should try it though. Maybe they need to try my tea. Maybe I need to brew them some and take it over there and say, hey, just try it. I know you said you don't drink it, but but you've just been getting stuff from the store. Not the good stuff. Not the goods, my friends. All right, so I'm gonna add a dry pack into each one of my jars because I don't want my friends or family to get any type of funk or weirdness. Now, I'm thinking about, yeah, I can cut this citrus in half, and so, yeah, and then I can add that in. Now that's gonna definitely take me some extra time that I kind of wasn't planning on, but to me, overall, it kind of just makes sense. Yeah. Because people will be getting like big chunks of like orange, and who wants that? But I'm definitely glad I added that Ceylon cinnamon to these oranges because that'll just be one more component that people are getting. I thought about adding some ginger because y'all know that I love the healing warmth of ginger, but I'm just gonna stick to this sweeter tea taste, so to speak. So, and obviously if you have some honey, some wildflower honey, that would probably be just absolutely divine. We could all have ourselves a spot of tea. I don't know why we associate like British communication with tea, but we do. I think just because they drink a lot of tea over there. And it's just fun. I have one of my friends who's moving over to Europe, so he is learning to speak French. He's an older gentleman, like myself. A little bit old. We're a little bit older. We're not like in our 20s or anything. Yeah, this is gonna be just fantastic. Look at this. I just want you guys, like, I love herbs, I love gardening, and this is the outcome is why. Look at that. Is that just not beautiful just looking at it? It makes me want to drink it right now. I literally want to drink this right now. All right, so what we're gonna do, I will continue obviously filling up my jars, but I just wanted to show you how simple and easy this could be. And you don't have to have a lot of orange, and I probably should have brought a funnel so that I don't get this everywhere. But you guys get the idea, and obviously get a funnel. And I'm going to fill these jars up, and I'm going to be giving them away to my friends and family because obviously I'm going to keep some back for myself, but then they basically have tea all year round. goodness, that's so beautiful. I'm gonna throw in some extra, like, we could do like an extra orange, like kind of around the outside, just to make it like pretty, or tangerine rather. Yeah, that's so pretty. And you don't want to compact your tea because you don't want it to have like any type of funk or anything that could potentially grow in there, because this is natural, and while it has dried, you know, you want to make sure that people consume it within, you know, I would say definitely like 6 months or so. I mean, I've gone as long as a year, but that's just me personally. But look at that. And that basically took no time to make, friends. I'm so excited about this. All right, friends, this is how easy it can be to give a beautiful gift to loved ones and friends and family, and you can grow most of this here in our backyard. So I encourage you to get out there and keep growing and just find beautiful ways to gift people and love on people. All right, friends, until next time, love one another, be kind, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for coming along and joining me today and sharing in this fun little treat that we are going to give to our friends and family.